Americans weighing in on the coronavirus pandemic response to a new poll. There's a big headline right now. Americans telling us that they're more concerned about inflation than the pandemic. Meanwhile, this is good news. Scientists are seeing signals that Omicron, the wave of Omicron, may have peaked in Britain and could soon do the same right here in the U.S. I think everyone would be thrilled if that was the case. Today, President Biden will speak to Americans about COVID, expecting to announce military medical teams will soon be deployed to half a dozen states where they are facing some staffing shortages due to the latest surge in Omicron. White House correspondent Allison Harris is live this morning, breaking all of that down and that exclusive NewsNation poll and how Americans feel about the president's handling of all of the different things on his desk. This has been a very busy term for him. Allison.
Absolutely, Adrienne. Let me tell you a little bit about this poll. So this is a NewsNation Decision Desk headquarters poll. It was conducted on Monday. It includes more than 1,000 registered voters. The margin of error is about 3%, and it found that Americans and these people who were polled feel overwhelmingly negative about the president's handling of the pandemic, as well as the direction the pandemic is moving in.
More than half of people polled, 52%, think the pandemic is never going to end. Nearly 70% don't trust Dr. Fauci. Only half trust the messaging by the CDC and FDA. Even still, a surprising majority, more than 70%, supports some kind of mask mandate. 55% don't approve of how President Biden is handling COVID. But what's even worse for the president is that even more respondents, 58%, disapprove of how he's doing in his job as president overall. That's a stunning disapproval rate. These numbers could be motivated in part by the fact that nearly half of these people, 48%, say they know a family member or a close friend who's either been hospitalized with COVID or has died from COVID, making this very real and close to home for them. 80% of people say they're concerned about future variants, a huge number of Americans with high anxiety for the future.
The president is giving remarks later this morning on COVID and on the latest federal response, expected to announce that he's sending additional federal medical teams to half a dozen states. Adrienne, those states include New York, New Jersey, Ohio, Rhode Island, Michigan, and New Mexico. Those states will receive 100 medical personnel each.
Yes, and I think that Kelsey Kernstein was the one who reported on Wednesday that about a quarter of hospitals in the U.S. are seeing some type of strain due to staffing shortages. Thank you so much, Allison. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to click on the red subscribe button below so you can get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.